Hey guys, how's it going? I am the Average Guy 1983. In this video I'm doing a test of audio. I'm using the Rode Lavalier II on a new helmet I just purchased. I purchased a AHR HVEN 35, and this is like a multi-purpose use large size helmet. It's basically intended for off-roading and motocrossing as well as motorcycle riding, so it's like a 3-in-1. I currently have the settings set to action, which is the widest setting to be able to see the handlebar area, the cockpit information, and I wanted to just see how this sounds. Right now I have my helmet lid open, but I'm going to close it to see how it sounds like with the audio just being the way it sounds, and then also with me editing some of the audio noise so you guys can see the difference of what it sounds like. So I just closed up my helmet, and the previous helmet I had was an AHR Run F3, which it works good, but it's not that great. So let's go ahead and take off and go for a ride and see how this works. And we're also on Master Control 1.5.2. I finally got the update for the Max G2, and I can tell you right now that it definitely does feel quicker. So what we're trying to do here with audio, we're trying to see if we can see or hear any like ridiculous amount of wind, and the same thing for the way the audio sounds with my voice speaking while there's actually wind. So right now it seems like everything is cool. I do have the settings at 4K 48 frames per second. The bit rate is set to high. The sharpness is also set to high to make sure that we can see things like license plates and stuff like that. Oh man, this thing is already fogging up. So I noticed one thing about this helmet, just like the Run F3, it seems to do a lot of fogging. Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I'm also using the GoPro Manzir. I found using the GoPro Manzir is much better than having the Ace Pro or even the GoPro Hero 10 attached to the helmet. It's much easier to edit video, and I'm able to turn my head left and right without, you know, making any of you guys dizzy with you know, this helmet and the movement, man. I know that I mentioned before that when I was moving my head left to right when I was editing my video, I could definitely feel like dizziness, man, just being in front of my computer screen. And maybe it's because my monitor is like a 27-inch, but yeah, man, what a real piece of work. Alright, so it seems like we're still connected here, and again we are in 4K 48 FPS, and my Filmora Wondershare 11 detects the 48 frames as 50 frames, and it allows me to give you guys a smoother looking video, less jerkiness, and it also doesn't require the device or the Ace Pro to get too hot, which is great. Like I had mentioned before, as long as you turn off the display from the front and the rear, and you also turn off the little LED icons that are in the front and rear for recording, as long as you have the GPS preview remote, there's no need for that, and that would actually help you conserve a bit of battery. So unless you're using the Insta360 GPS preview remote, I honestly don't recommend you turn off any of your settings like the screen or the front display. especially if you're like doing things like vlogging, which I don't think this camera is intended to do that, because it seems like how do you call it, the camera has like a specific focus range, and if you're too close to the camera, you're kind of off focus, and if you're too far from the camera, you're also out of focus. So I know that the corners of the wide angle view lens here gives a bit of distortion and blurriness, like a bokeh effect. But if you were to cut this frame into like a 4.3 letterbox, you would see that whole area there would be basically sharp and also at the best focus. Now the only problem I have here with having this remote here on the handlebar area is the fact that I can't use it to use my turn signals. It's in the way of the button. But I want to see how you guys see all of this. Here we go. And let's scoot over to the edge here. This is only because, you know, this scooter is a commuter. This is the Max G2, by the way. It's a commuter scooter, so unfortunately it's not fast. It goes up to 22 miles an hour, but I did notice an increase in torque with version 1.5.2, so that's not bad. And this is still convenient, by the way. There's some people that talk garbage about using something like this, but you still have the ability of being able to see behind you, and that is a really good deal. You gonna go? It's about to get in front of this guy. Alrighty. So right now I could hear some wind, but it's very minimum, and as long as I'm actually riding, my vision completely clears up. There is no type of fogginess on the lens. It's only when I stop at a red light that I get immediate fogginess on the actual helmet. So again, guys, the focus here is to see how the video quality looks, and I do have the motion thing or image stability set to high, because you only have the option of higher or standard. But again, this is to show what it looks like for people riding electric scooters, and this is daytime view. I also have a new setting under custom for nighttime view that I found better looking than the actual pure video setting, and I'll share it with you guys later on today on this video, because right now I'm doing a morning test ride. It's 11:55 a.m. And again, I tried using the Lavalier II with my Rode Wireless Go 2, and even at minus 30 dB, which is the lowest setting you can do, it sounded completely, and I mean completely, distorted. The audio sounded terrible. It sounds worse on my AHR Run F3. Way worse on the AHR Run F3, because that helmet is smaller from the snout, and I noticed that if you get those off-road style helmets that are longer from the snout, you get a much better experience with audio. So this is the audio and video test at 4K 48 FPS, HDR off, because that only HDR is available at 4K 120 and at 4K 30. And we're gonna go ahead and switch on over to the nighttime video. And again, I do put my bitrate at high, and under the Insta360 software on the computer, I increased the bitrate to the max of 200 Mbps to make sure we get the best video detail. So we're going to see how all of this looks. And again, this is what it sounds like with my voice at natural sounding without any editing. And now this is what it sounds like with my voice with my own personal custom EQ settings on Wondershare Filmora 11. So now that you guys can hear the difference, let's go ahead and go to the nighttime view. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so what we're doing right now, it's 8:28 p.m. and what we're doing here is we're going to be doing a video test in low lighting. What we're doing is going with solid manual settings here, and we're going to be doing a ride test at night. I have this thing under custom with 4K 30 with HDR on. Shutter speed is 1/60 and the ISO is set at 1000, and we're going to see how it goes. There is no low light stability, but we do have image stability set to high, and anti-flicker set to 60 hertz. The bit rate is set to high, and then also the exposure value is not available because that feature is off. But let's see how it looks, man. Let's go ahead and take a quick ride, and I'm gonna go ahead and semi-close my helmet because unfortunately I keep getting fog in it for some reason at night. It wasn't like that in the daytime, but it's kind of hard to see with it at night, so I'm gonna keep it partially open, and I'll try to do my best to reduce the wind noise and only talk when necessary. Let's go. Okay, nobody's passing by. Let's run it. Now the only thing I won't be doing is running red lights. I do not want to get killed, so I won't be running any red lights. However, if I'm able to like safely proceed with you know, stop signs, then I will gladly go ahead and do my thing here. I don't know what that guy just said, but whatever. But here we go. And again, I do have the whiteness set to action. It's the widest view you can get to see the cockpit information, the display, and what's in front of me, which is exactly what I want you guys to see. So you guys let me know in the comments, how do you think of these settings are doing? Are they doing okay? Does it suck? It'd be nice to get your guys' feedback with this actual ride. And I'm already at like 70% or maybe 60% on the scooter, so I can't take too long with this. I've been doing a lot of test riding with this Ace Pro, trying to figure out what's the best settings for me. And that's what I've been doing all day long today. So I slept like maybe 4.5 hours, got up, immediately started doing my test riding. This guy should be running on the sidewalk and not the street, but I can see why he's running in the street. The street is usually more stable and more flat than the sidewalk. Alright, this thing is definitely slowing down now because of the battery life. And right now I have my mirror set like this, my dash cam, because my mirror broke from the side. My cat like basically jumped on it on the handlebar area, and she technically knocked it down. It landed on the carpet, but it still broke the mirror. So I'm gonna have to replace it. I still think mirrors are a good idea for this scooter. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be adding it to the RS, as I would like to have the RS as clean as possible. and with not so much clutter like I have the Max G2. But the Max G2 is a very slow scooter, which is one of the reasons why I have that. So maybe I can get away with just this Wolfbox G930 dash cam. I already have an idea how I'm going to be installing it, and I heard your guys' feedback, man, about getting the thing stolen on the Facebook forum or group and also on Reddit. So I bought a mount from Ram Mounts that will allow me to disconnect the dash cam at will and just remove the wires from it. Wires would remain on the scooter, but the dash cam can come with me, especially if I go work out at a gym. That would be very convenient. So yeah, heard you guys loud and clear. And unfortunately, the Ram Mounts pieces altogether were like 76 bucks. It was not cheap. So we're gonna scoot to the side here because obviously there's a lot of cars that pass by here, and I do not want to get in their way, especially since this scooter is like super duper slow. Here we go. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Versa. You're as slow as me, and there's a car behind me too. Man, right now I'm not even lying, man. I am so grateful that I have this Wolfbox G930 installed, because since I broke my mirror on the left side, I am now able to see what's behind me live to make sure there's no car getting too close to me. And yeah, man, I've seen too many things online already that, you know, cars running over bicyclists on purpose. And this Max G2, considering it's a commuter, is just as slow. So it's just as slow as a bike at 22 miles an hour. Yeah, and you got a lot of weirdos out here too in Highland Park, so we always got to keep an eye out for that. And instead of getting into a physical fight with people, I got myself some pepper spray to use on a person that tries to steal my scooter or tries to cause problems for me and tries to pick a fight physically. That'll be my way to avoid touching them. I would never consider using it unless it's really necessary though. Alright, let's turn. Alright, so we're going to be stopping pretty soon. And again, the ISO was set at 1000, shutter speed 1/60, 4K 30 with HDR on. We can park right here by this truck. There's plenty of lighting here. Alright, so we're about 8 minutes in. Let me know what you guys think on this low light test, and see how it goes. I wanted to get the best lighting possible, but without there being too much distortion in the darker areas. So hopefully we accomplish this goal, because like I said earlier, from this little display right here, man, you can't really tell how the colors look, and then there's a slight delay. But again, this is really convenient. And yeah, let's go ahead and cut the video here, and you guys tell me how everything looks. You guys got any questions? You guys know what to do, man. Comment down below. Peace for now.